Hey there, everyone, beloved Ascension pioneers. Welcome to another Ascension update. And boy, I have an intense, long, probably very intense Ascension update for all of us. So, the thing is, what's happening today, 26th of November, Mercury is going direct again, but it's going to stay in the shadow until December 15th. And there are some other powerful alignments that are happening. One of them is occurring, I think, December 3rd, which is the planets aligning, three of them, directly the same way that the Giza pyramids are aligned. So I think all the way up to the solstice on the 21st, we're experiencing some powerful alignments. And this Wednesday, we also have a lunar eclipse, which for me, it means because it's in Gemini. That last one we had was also in Gemini. So for me, it feels like we're concluding what was seeded back then. It was in May, June period. And whatever was started then, we are now really fully anchoring and really coming into awareness. Remember, it is not always about just going through things and experiences. What about which awareness? What sort of awareness this brings to us? And I'm going to talk about this a lot in this update. How to come to awareness, how to see the truth, how truth knows its source. This is the basic of my today's message. So this is happening on Wednesday, the 28th. Everything is kind of simultaneously aligning itself. Many astrologers, just my mom was reading here in a local paper, are really confirming that there are some powerful alignments happening, that all the planets are aligning themselves beautifully. And a lot of the things are showing themselves as how it is in the skies, as above, so below. And there are also many other factors to consider here. But one of them is also what this Mercury retrograde period has brought us, which means that in this retrograde period, whatever we have been reviewing and whatever we have been integrating now until the end of the shadow period on 15th, we will still be activating, that it will be fully embodied in our daily living lives, because it's always about walking our talk in this journey, and it's always about the experience, the full energy of within neutrality, of course, which is what divine love truly is. It's about only love, which never lies. All the external senses, words, everything can be manipulated, distorted, but the truth, the essence of energy that is so sacred and holy will never lie, and our discernment will always know. And this will be the basic of my today's message. So what were you working on through your own, reviews, what you were going through? Now, time to reevaluate one more time, to truly anchor it in our beingness, because we're really called, whatever we're taking with us when we're stepping through the threshold on December 21st and then beyond, it's us who are responsible for it, no one else, So again, I'm going to talk about a lot of spicy subjects, but first, I want to talk about one of the initiations that is very deep for many souls happening right now on the planet, which is discernment. As you know, truth always knows its source. So one of my last videos was about truth, source truth. Not the kind of truth, you're right, I'm wrong. No, this is not truth. The source truth, the truth, which is your natural integrity shield. You need no other external shields once you fully are aligned with your own integrity of your beingness. We're walking through many beautiful rites of passage with the Children of the Sun Foundation. Whoever of you is co-creating along with that, whoever is also doing these beautiful rites. There was also last year a series of these rites, and also on our own, we're going through our own rites of passage. And I have this book today, The Aquarian Gospel of Jesus the Christ, the first part, which is the missing years, which I read from many times in my previous videos, but I really felt compelled to read from one of those, the Rite of Sincerity, which he received while undergoing one of his many initiations there in sacred chambers of Egypt's, some hallways and mystery schools. And it was very interesting to read about that. And it's one of my favorite rites still, this one, which I'm going to read about. And because I was experiencing this around me, what's happening globally, collectively with the people, everything that is happening around us, it's also about us, how we are shifting more in our brave hearts, our lioness essence. As you know, we're peace warriors. We don't fight against anything. We let all be. We allow everyone to be self-responsible for whatever they believe, whatever they decide upon to believe, or whatever they create in their own reality. We're not responsible for it. They are, and we are for us. So what was happening now was a lot of gossip, lies, secrets that are coming to surface from many people. And what I notice is that with every flare activity that comes here to resurface and basically integrate itself on the planet and its atmosphere is there's always something that will resurface. And as you know, lies always run on short feet. So basically, lies are being caught very simple. So individuals who still operate within the old template, which is focus on the external, the fear, which basically imprinting fear in whatever we do, really just causing fear. We have a lot of trolls on YouTube. I'm not the only one who has these experiences. I also have Sisters of Light who work on amazing things here with their own videos and so many beautiful things. They're constantly being attacked, so to say. We're not attacked. It's just what's happening when you just spread the word of the divine. When you spread the truth, eventually you're going to trigger something. I always knew that I'm not making neutral videos, they're neutral because they're about the truth. But to some individuals who still operate within the lower realms and experience things through their lower bodies and have emotional responses and reactions instead of just feeling, through higher discernment, higher knowing. So there's a lot of that coming. And basically, look at the old ages. Every master experienced something like that. Even now, every teacher probably also experiences that. And it's just how it is. And I'll talk about this later, but first, I want to read what this rite is about, and it's about Jesus passing the first brotherhood test, and he received the first degree called sincerity, and you'll see what this is about. So the master took down from the wall a scroll on which was written down the number and the name of every attribute and character. He said, "The circle is the symbol of the perfect man, and 7 is the number of the perfect man. The Logos is the perfect word, that which creates, that which destroys, and that which saves." So basically all is one. "This Hebrew master is the Logos of the Holy One, the circle of the human race, the 7 of time." And in the record book, the scribe wrote down, "The Logos circle 7, and thus was Jesus known." The master said, "The Logos will give heed to what I say. No man can enter into the light till he has found himself." So it's all within. "Go forth and search till you have found your soul, and then return." So always go to the above. Don't look at always about what's happening in the external world, in external realities. Don't just focus on the image of what appears to be, but what truly is. Like I say, truth knows its source. And that is what always just is. The guide led Jesus down to a room in which the light was faint and mellow like the light of early dawn. The chamber walls were marked with mystic signs, with hieroglyphs and sacred texts, and in this chamber Jesus found himself alone, where he remained for many days. He read the sacred texts, thought out the meaning of the hieroglyphs, and sought the import of the master's charge to find himself. A revelation came. Ding! He got acquainted with his soul. He found himself. Then he was not alone. One night he slept, and at the midnight hour a door that he had not observed was open, and a priest in somber garb came out and said, this is the challenge, this is the initiation. "My brother, pardon me for coming in at this unseemly hour, but I have come to save your life. You are the victim," notice the word victim, "of a cruel plot. The priests of Hierapolis are jealous of your fame, and they have said that you shall never leave these gloomy crypts alive. The higher priests do not go forth to teach the world, and you are doomed to temple servitude. Now, if you would be free, you must deceive these priests, must tell them that you are here to stay for life." You see, they are implying, they're already making assumptions. "And then, when you have gained all that you wish to gain, I will return, and by a secret way will lead you forth, that you may go in peace." And now watch the smarty pants called Jesus. And Jesus said, "My brother man, would you come here to teach deceit? Am I within these holy walls to learn the wills of vile hypocrisy? Nay, man, my Father scorns deceit, and I'm here to do his will. Deceive these priests? Not while the sun shall shine. What I have said, that I have said. I will be true to them, to God, and to myself." And then the tempter left, and Jesus was again alone. But in a little time, a white-robed priest appeared and said, "Well done! The Logos has prevailed. This is the trial chamber of hypocrisy." It's happening a lot now. And then he led the way, and Jesus stood before the judgment seat. And all the brothers stood. The Hierophant came forth and laid his hand on Jesus' head and placed within his hands a scroll on which was written just one word, sincerity. And not a word was said. The guide again appeared and led the way, and in a spacious room replete with everything a student craves was Jesus bade to rest and wait. So our beloved Jesus in this book undergoing this precious, beautiful initiation, a challenge, which was to listen to yourself, follow the voice of your inner I am. Do not always fall for the trickstery of the external world. There's a lot of lies going on right now. And this is why today I wrote this. There are still many on this planet who are trying to stop the love movement. There are many ways in which they try to do it, of course, but they will all have the same core, which is trying to create fear. Fear, when you're trying to create fear, it means that you're trying to make the illusion. For instance, if you're trying to put bad labels or bad things that someone's saying, and you'll try filtering them through to the people. You know, and basic manipulation starts with someone makes a statement on something, and then everybody's like, okay, I believe this to be true without even doing the research. That is what most of humanity still fails. That is the essence of all manipulation that is happening here on Earth. And everybody's blaming Illuminati or Masonry or whatever. But basically, you know, when you give your power away to such an extent, go within, see where this really started happening. Why are we still, you know, falling for the same trickstery? Why are we still falling for the same tricks? He, she said, you know, apparently it is so. You know, what? What is so apparent? Is it truly the image which shows something, or is it your higher sensing, your natural given ability, your natural given right as sovereign discerning beings? So how this thing works is when someone tries to filter such negativity through many ways right now, videos, messages, comments, it doesn't matter. Oh, by the way, because of this, I have now decided, and this is my personal decision, so please, all those of you who already don't like me not allowing comments, it's not that I don't allow them, it's that I don't have them as an option, because it's the way I do it, and because spreading the word of truth means a lot of the times being exposed also to the other polarity, because this is still the world of polarity, I decided to really make my videos unavailable to you know, vote thumbs up, thumbs down, because this is just opinion. You know, truth just is. Whatever is out there just is. You don't have to have an opinion about it unless you desire so, but then you have it within you. Work with it yourself. So I was really happy to receive from one sister of light the acknowledgement. She understood why I have this, why I'm doing this, why I'm protecting the sacred and the holy, which I really give through my own spirit guidance. And I, you know, my own aim is to help people to see that there is a gift of self-empowerment, and you have to give it to yourself. So, you know, when I was exposed to some of these indecencies and lies and, you know, gossip going around, there was this woman who commented on my previous video saying, yeah, you know, there's bad words flowing around you and people are saying all kinds of stuff. And then I was really amazed and surprised because this other woman who was really so brave, she said, she really, you know, confronted that other person, and she said, you know what, but why don't you really tell us how you feel, how you truly feel? And I loved it. And she said, Paluna, thank you for being such an amazing, uplifting individual who helps us to see that you don't care what others say or what they think, because a lot of us still do, and it's really so unimportant. It's meaningless. And that's right. That's why I'm really so guided to make this video. It's about self-empowerment. It's about the gift of our own inner freedom of being. But we have to give it ourselves, right? Until we still fall for this same trickstery of how fear works, which, like I said, they are trying to imprint it, trying to fuse it through and make you believe that there's something bigger than what actually truly is there. And when you see it like a bloated balloon instead of just this tiny balloon that maybe just sits there in the corner, you see something that your mind is already projecting, and then your emotional body does the reactive part. So you see, that's how fear, that's how basic game of fear still works on this planet. Because someone says something and the other person, instead of doing the research or, you know, connecting through a higher heart and mind, connecting to the energies of it, not what is being told by the mouth or not what is being shown through the image, but by feeling through your own inner knowing. And because a lot of the people don't even still feel what within feels like, they don't know. So they go out externally and just make assumptions. So I'll talk about this also later, but I wanted to say that until we do that, we don't understand how fear consciousness works. And fear is not even consciousness. Fear is a program here that was implanted in human evolution in order for us to go through it, to transmute it with love, because love is the only reality. So that is actually why I wrote, fear is invisible and it is not real, while love is the only reality there is and there will ever be. And you cannot stop love once it starts flowing. Just look around you. Isn't it amazing to see what is happening if you look through the glasses of love, where there is no duality, no polarity, no light and dark, just love? And it is also divine. Can you feel how many individuals are opening to their essence? How many are speaking their truth and raising their voice? Can you see how many are spreading the words of the divine and embracing their inner discernment and self-empowerment? Do you notice how many are partaking in this planetary movement called love? Love is spreading like fire, and once this fire starts spreading, it simply cannot be stopped. The flames are ignited, and they're very intense and radiant. For example, this is the thing, you see. If I no longer spread the words of truth, which will never happen in this case, someone else would do it. You see, there's too many others already doing it. It's happening. Once you push the love button, you can. It's like a virus. It's the only virus we wish to do, because it's not even a virus. It just spreads like a virus because it's our natural state. And once one remembers their natural state and origin as divine love essence, and another one can, and it just pops all over the globe. You see, it's how it spreads. So if I don't do it, if I no longer become a messenger because someone would, make my truth blunt, because it would seemingly appear that, I'm not who I say I am, and I don't even say who I am. That's not even important. I just speak the words of love, and whoever is also resonating within that vibration will feel it through their own love center. It's not about me. It's just about the truth being shared through many of us, through our own individual stories, the guidance we're receiving from our spirit. And that's just it. And there will always be someone else who'll do it. There'll always be someone else, because those who are here to spread love are here in large numbers right now, and it's not just the fear. Fear, it just appears to be real, appears to be in large amounts, but it's really not. It's just a bunch of those who still believe in that program. And whenever there's this belief in you and this program, it's still a part of your reality. So people still ask me, what is this game being played out between light and dark? Well, of course, until you still have that program within you, you still believe in the light and dark movement, of course, naturally, that will be still a part of your reality. And maybe that will be for a reason, because you're here to help spread the neutrality. Within you, it will all integrate into the oneness of all. So these people who are here in large waves, the people of love, are already resurfacing in giant waves. Watch out. So let love overflows us. Let us embrace this beautiful planet and bring nothing but love. We're all here for the same reason, which is the same reason we were all created anyway. And this is love. And it was very interesting, because when I sense things like gossip, like trying to influence others, which basically now is very irrelevant because a lot of the people have moved into their discernment. It's your natural ability. Those of you who still don't have that evolved, please work on that, because it's a part of the ascension. If you're not who you really are in essence, which is pure inner knowing, pure divine love, pure radiance of truth, then if you don't align with that, that's what naturally is a part of the ascension process. Ascension is nothing more but you really coming into embracing your true I am, your true spirit. And your spirit already has those abilities. You don't have to work on them to develop them. Just remember what is real. Love is real, and truth knows its source always. So whenever I see such things like gossip and fear energies, what was happening lately around me this weekend, I was really reminded quickly of the series I watched a few years ago. It was called Gossip Girl. And I was remembered of this example when there was always about something, rumors spreading around, and it was shown how fast rumors actually spread. So what happened was, you had this individual who wanted to create something, they were jealous of someone else, basically. These are emotions of the lower, the old program, which we're now really dissolving. A lot of us are doing this, and a lot of them are still clinging onto it, which is fine. Let them be. Love them. Love them means embrace them. Embrace that they are responsible only for what they're feeling, and they don't have to influence your own feeling and your own knowing. So I was reminded of this example and what the person did. For instance, they wrote a text message and they sent it to a group, like the whole school, and then it spread like cancer. I was instantly reminded of that image. And I thought I really needed to ask all of you this question. Are we still willing to spread cancer around this planet? Because this is how cancer cells grow. They cannot be stopped, and you cannot stop any of that. But the question is, what would you really like to feed? Which consciousness you want to feed? And there is only consciousness of love, because consciousness is all of that. It's neutral. It's what creates us. Like it said here in the book, it's that which creates, it's that which destroys, that which gives or takes power. So it's all about the divine plan, the divine will of all, and us being in alignment with our own I am presence, with our own unique divine self. So do we really still want to feed those cancerous cells, or do we want to create healthy bodies, healthy experiences, inner discernment? You want to have those experiences. And again, truth knows its source always. Also, I would like to give an example of 3 different reactions that I got. These are, again, just examples to show you how discernment can take place and how it cannot, because this is what we're working now, and those who are still working on other initiations, remember, if you have gossip, if you receive a rumor in your life, know that this is still there because you attracted it, because you have to work through it. You have to work through those old programs. Things like that never come to me because I don't operate. I don't give that. I don't believe in such thing. For me, that's just crap. So I have other experiences that come towards me and I have to deal with those. And a lot of people might just say, oh, you just cut the cord. You pretend it exists. That's not coming into awareness, people. Coming into awareness means you got to do the work. You got to release the old programs. You got to free yourself. It can only come through you. That's why it means being in love, embodying love, not just cutting the cords and thinking you're free of that and it's someone else's business. If we're all one, how can you cut our spiritual cords anyway? Is love really that exclusive, or is love inclusive and fear excludes? And fear is just a program, a bad virus in this matrix that we have been playing for far too long. So anyway, before reading some of the words from my beloved sister Kara, she's amazing. I love her Ascension notes. You can find her in Solstice Rising. Not solstice, but solstice. So the thing is, we're talking about this and she gave me amazing insights, which I would like to share with all of you. But before, I'd like to mention 3 examples which happened. The first example is in response and applying to what was in my previous video, and those certain individuals who are spreading fear, who are infusing this realm with fear, commenting on other people's channels, whatever they're doing, doesn't matter. Remember, it's about you. It's about how you come into awareness. There were 3 examples. First example, the first reaction was, oh, Polona, I hear you're talking bad about me. Oh, that is so sad. First of all, I don't know the person. I have checked the channel. I don't know who that is. I don't even know. So why would I speak about someone I don't even know? And it was really interesting. And this was the first response, which was non-awareness, total lack of awareness, just making an assumption right away. No asking a question such as, did you really? There would be another example to really be in discernment, which would be how I always like to present to you, through asking questions, making sure and checking not just with the external, but checking firstly through your heart and your higher mind. Check your facts, check the truth. When you make an assumption, you exclude everything, and this is what fear does, and you're not coming into awareness. So first example, total lack of awareness. Second example was writing me a message, asking me if this is truth, and then coming into awareness. It was a beautiful sister of light, and we spoke about this. And the sister checked the facts. She checked the channel of that person. She saw it was a random channel. You can't even reply with email to that person. You can't do anything. So basically, she saw that it was someone fake, someone who's just fake profile, someone who's just trying to spread fear, dysfunctional behavior, anything like that. The third thing was through my inbox was someone who I thought was a friend. And the response in this example was sending me all the gossip. Everything was about, I don't even know who said what to me. This is too unknown energy. It's very unfamiliar to me, but I don't like to pretend it doesn't exist. So I read it, I go through it. I was already blocked. I couldn't reply. I was okay. I wasn't given any option to reply. I wasn't given any facts. It was just instant reaction to certain gossip that was going on. So is there any awareness here? I don't think so. So when I responded somewhere else through email, the only response was, you know what? I did not fall for that. I just cut the cords. It's not mine. It's I don't want to be part of this drama, period. Again, let me ask you, is this coming into awareness where there's such things happening around us? Because we're all becoming trainees. We're becoming initiaries, initiates in this game. This is who we are. We are initiating ourselves into the higher octaves of being. And if you just pretend that you're not a part of it and you call it drama, you called it drama. It's your experience. That's how you're experiencing it. I didn't experience this drama. I experienced it as something dysfunctional that needs to go, as an old program. That is how I experienced it. And I did not push it aside. I went into nature. I did inner work. I asked what guidances are supposed to come forth. how love would, what love would do, not whether who's right, who said what. That is very old. That is very ancient programs, fear-rooted programs, the mind taking control, the mind governing instead of the love being what it just is. So there was no awareness in that. The sentence that said, okay, I just got the cord, so it's no longer a part of me. Is that true? Are we gonna come into awareness with just cutting cords? Is that really awareness work? I don't think so. If you would read one of Eckhart Tolle's books, you would know what I'm talking about as well. And it's about us coming into awareness, working through awareness. Everything is all about awareness. That's how we grow. That's how we evolve. So there are 3 different examples that I gave you that you can better see how we can really choose to play this scenario. There are many other scenarios as well. But like it's written here, don't go for the external. Everything can lie. Everything can manipulate you. Everything can feed you nothing but that which is not true if you don't really go and check within. By the way, if you're living totally and completely from within, nothing can move you. You're like the most solid tree. So those such things won't even come to you energetically because, like I said, if you have gossip coming towards you, like you're the one who's being challenged here, whether to, feel through your own discernment or go externally. It's your challenge. Don't make it about someone else because it's never about someone else. Don't you see? It's always about us, what we're learning through it. And the moment I got this, I was talking about it with my beloved and he said, you know what? First of all, I feel you're doing amazing work because otherwise you wouldn't be getting such responses because that means there's a lot of truth coming from you. That's where you're getting those responses. Because there were always those who spread the words of truth and they were always ridiculed, mocked, blamed. And I was thinking, oh my God, are we still in the ancient times? I mean, we're coming near the, stepping through the threshold of the galactic equator and going through the most intense energies this planet has ever experienced. And we're still there. I'm like, seriously? But obviously, yes. And obviously, there's a lot of things happening on that side, which people choose to believe as their reality as well. And that is why I was really guided to make this video as an Ascension update, because this is a part of Ascension. It's not just some random video, and it's really important because, the third reaction that I described was the typical example of how we still react. And when we react, that means we're coming from our lower bodies. Basically, our mind, we feel something, certain words or images, whatever, triggers us, triggers this center of us, which still feels that as disturbing, as drama, as, it's still not neutral. When you say the word drama or conspiracy or whatever, it's still not neutral. Or the words victim. I'm a victim of a plot, like here. Those are all words which do not imply neutrality. So whenever we still perceive that as such, it means we're coming through our lower bodies. The mind influences the emotions react because there's usually this core wound there. And we react from our emotional state instead of being really discerning and really coming from our inner knowing. So what then happens is the program starts responding and reacting. And we denied it. We negate it. We're basically living in the illusion. We don't want to see what's there. We don't want to face our shadow. But instead, we react in the program. We feed, and when we react in it, we feed it. We still keep feeding the old program. So there's a lot of people now who are going to go through this initiation here and many others here as well. And we're all going through these initiations because we're being challenged to really being our full self. So, you're the one who creates this initiation to go through it. And a lot of the people who are still too much in the light movement, it's all about light, light, light. There's no dark. Either they deny it or they feed it too much. Extreme polarity again. So those people are going to be really challenged now in this age of Scorpio, Saturn Scorpio, because a lot of the things that just are as they are going to come to surface. This is what Scorpio energy does. And now, as I wanted to say was, if you react from those lower centers, that means that you still have not purified all of your lower bodies. And if you have not done the whole purification work, you cannot really always come from your pillar of light. And when you purify all those bodies, you merge them in one, you basically activate your light body. Activating your light body is not a certain technique. It's not something you do. It's something that happens naturally as a direct consequence of this purification process. When you're filtering out the programs, basically you're rewriting them. You're not destroying them. We're not destroying. We're fusing them and we're rewriting them. My beloved is in computer science, so he knows a lot of the things. And he knows these such things, you know. That's why I have this funny story about this happening as well. And I really want to give this as an example of how lie runs on short feet as well. But I wanted to say, it's like he says, you know, you never really delete anything on a computer. You just rewrite it. And it's true. What we're doing, we're rewriting something. We're making it brand new. Like I said, every 26,000 years, a tree of life is being rewritten over and over again. And this is one of such cycles. And again, I want to give this another example. When you are coming from lies, if you are still coming from jealousy, all those old, outdated programs, you're also going to be the one who will be having this mirror to you as an experience. But remember this, when you're still filtering things through that and through fear and all those old programs, you're going to be cycling yourself. You know, my beloved said to me, I remember myself when I was a little young boy and I lied once and I just ended up, you know, revealing myself through those lies, because you eventually come to the point when, you know, you just can't. It's too messy. So like I said, it's like a cycle. You keep rolling in that cycle. You're not expanding. You're definitely not expanding. You just keep going round and round in circles. And that's what the people who still believe in that fear, dysfunctional programs, are operating within. So he told me the first day, he said, remember this. This is thing that maybe looks big, but it's not big. It's just the illusion of it that makes it big. So I know how this works, he said. It won't be nothing. It won't be a big deal, because, you know, eventually that will come out. And like I say, truth knows its source. It always comes out. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to feed those fears, because the moment you do, you basically are coming into that low energy yourself. So what happened was, that person who made such negative statements and negative comments commented in one of my, as a reply to one of my comments on some of the astrologer videos. And the comment was so, with such huge profanity language, it was really crass. But I did the print screen, I saved it. I have the most amazing proof. I don't need proof, but I have the most amazing evidence of this behavior, of such dysfunctional behavior. So whoever's going to come at me whenever I'm going to make videos, because I'm just going to keep making them, you know, as I go, as I flow in life. Whoever's going to have problem with it will get that photo, and then you decide what you want to feed. And ask yourself always, if you're receiving such words, do you really feel that someone who's coming from the higher awareness would write that at all? You can imagine an adult spiritual being doing that. Well, then think again. Think for yourself. You know, don't take sides, but take the approach that you only trust yourself, your inner discernment, okay? So now I'm going to read about our conversation with Kara and what she wrote about this and such subject. I love her response, and that's why I wanted to share it with you. Dear sister, this has always happened with me. My guidance has always been to trust and not to defend myself, for there is nothing to defend anyway, and to trust that those with eyes and ears to hear will stand with you. It's perhaps a way to weed out those who are not ready to hear the sacred words of truth, for everyone has choice, and we can't and are not to save others. So true. If they post negative things on my community page, I simply ban them, for they believe they are right, and nothing can convince them otherwise. I remove them because I don't want any negative energy on my page. This is the thing, you know, you're not being exclusive. You're just really, you know, holding yourself, holding your space for what you believe in. So it's one thing to disagree. It's quite another to attack. It is interesting because I heard from a friend this morning who found out that there were programs placed within her that kept her from moving too much into the higher realms. She's working with a healer to remove these. Whether this is true or not, I don't know. She definitely feels like she's often attacked by the dark. A lot of people ask me about this as well. I just don't give them any energy, and if people want to believe their lies or erroneous perceptions, then there's nothing I do about that. It's true, you can't go against the flow of life. It's just meaningless. You know, you gotta allow for things to happen. I just know that I am safe and guided by, and I focus my energy on that and on what I'm guided to share. By the way, I have not heard from this person or seen anything bad written about you, so this comes as a surprise to me, as I know so many love you and the truth you share from your heart and soul. Often, if I'm aware of such a thing, I bring in Archangel Michael and his Legion of Light and light a violet flame candle. Yeah, I look within to see if this is merely a gentle push into a higher vibration, and usually it is. That's so true. Like I said, it's about us, what we're going through in this initiation. I'm always searching within to see if there is some doubt or dark spot that wants release as well, and always I'm sure to be in my own integrity as far as not telling others what to do, even though people really want us to tell them, and you do the same. Yet this is just what I'm guided to do for me, and perhaps you're actually receiving your own guidance as to how this is moving you forward. Very, very similar, actually, but I go in nature. Everything is actually a gift. By not adding to the negative energy, we actually move forward in light, and others who are not, who are of the dark, will have to deal with their own actions, for I truly know that what you put out there comes back to you. Like I say, it's just a game you decide to play. It's nothing else. It's neutral. I'm sure this is shocking sometimes that it is to me when it happens. One person told me that the best way to handle this is to stand firm in who we are and share light even stronger. The light always prevails, as you will see. This will disappear, and those who remain are those who are ascending, for as you know, we can't ascend when we hold any darkness within. So bless them and release them. I would suggest to let go of the conspiracy idea also if you choose, as that creates more. Like I said, conspiracy is a word that just creates more of that. All those words, conspiracy, what else did I say? Gossip, victim, plots, anything as such. Stand strong. P.S. If you have any negative emotions about this, release them in the moment in the sacred rose up above. That's her method. I love it. And then fill up with the beautiful golden light of Source. While some people have said the dark has left the planet, I don't see that. They're clinging on for dear life and will attack anyone of the light. I wouldn't stop being who you are or be private, for that's not our path. We are the light bearers, the way showers, the lighthouses showing the way. And basically, it's very funny because when I was really doing that for my videos, making them not private, but not allowing for comments and ratings, I saw that videos who had topics such as attacks on light workers, about truth, anything as such, had the most dislikes. So that was really fascinating fact to see, which I think you all know what it means. Another message was, it is no surprise to me that you received the same message while you were out in nature. As far as others believing in the lies this said, angry person spread, it is sad, and the same thing happened with me, and I just released them in divine love. Love is always greater than fear. I do that with the pink bubble of life, of love and life in our essence, and then just see it interact and flow of life. Love is always greater than fear, because love is everything anyway. Since fear is an illusion, and so often people believe anything they read, even though both of us share to use discernment with all they read. I have also learned that a lot of people just love gossip and drama. I guess it's an old pattern that most don't like to let go of, kind of a passing, a bad accident, and having to look. Yeah, and yes, we're together in angelic service, to divine service, love that. Indeed, there is no such place as far away. For all of us, we are sticking together. This is our beautiful community. And the thing is, how these old programs work, which are still trying to infuse fear, is they try to kind of put this into separation, like light beings, those who are really aware of their purpose here, they would kind of fall for these, she said that, he said that, so we wouldn't stick together because we're so strong together, and naturally we won't do that. So that is also why I'm so guided to do the initiative with my videos. I received a few again, and I think I'm going to postpone my, picking randomly, through a draw, someone of you to get a free session with me. And I still want to receive a few more because I think people are still sending them in. So maybe I'll wait this week as well to see what I'll receive, and then I'll bring an update to that, and I will make a post. I will announce it publicly. So until there, remember, only truth is that which is sacred. And ask yourself, what is that is sacred? It's love. It's our source. Continue to let go of those old programs and just trust. Have faith in yourself. Believe in who you are, because you know who you are anyway, and you rock. Take care, my beloveds. I love you all. Bye.